In Greek mythology, Medusa is remembered for her terrifying appearance, with hair made of snakes and a gaze capable of turning anyone to stone. But it wasn't always this way. Medusa, the daughter of the primordial sea gods Phorcys and Ceto, was a young woman of stunning beauty. Her appearance captivated everyone, and many admirers surrounded her, drawn by her grace and the rumors of her kindness. Despite her beauty, Medusa remained pure and dedicated to the goddess Athena. Moved by admiration, Medusa chose to become a priestess in Athena's temple, a role requiring vows of purity and chastity. She saw her position as a way to honor the goddess she respected so deeply, and her dedication made her a model of virtue and loyalty. However, her story was only beginning, and the events that would follow would transform this devoted young woman into one of the most feared figures in Greek mythology. As a priestess, Medusa not only dedicated her life to the goddess Athena, but also drew great attention for her beauty. More and more people visited the temple, eager to see the young priestess, with many remarking on the enchanting glow of her hair, said to rival even that of the goddess herself. These rumors began to spark a silent resentment in Athena. The goddess of wisdom and war, also known for her severity, grew uneasy seeing a mere mortal compared to her. Medusa, however, had no intentions of outshining the goddess. Her life was marked by devotion and respect. Yet, the comparison continued to spread, fueling tension between the goddess and her faithful follower. Although Athena initially dismissed the comments, she began to feel a deep-seated resentment, and this jealousy planted a seed of conflict that would soon change Medusa's fate forever. Amid the growing admiration Medusa attracted, a powerful and persistent gaze fell upon her. Poseidon, the formidable god of the sea, became captivated by her unparalleled beauty upon seeing her during one of his visits to the temple. Known for his grandeur and power, Poseidon was also infamous for his impulsive temperament and uncontrollable passions. Medusa's beauty ignited in him an intense desire, one that quickly turned into a possessive determination and an obsession. Medusa, however, resisted all of Poseidon's advances, firmly rejecting him. Her loyalty and devotion to the goddess Athena were sacred to her, and she could not accept any engagement that would put that at risk. Her resistance only enraged Poseidon further, who began to see Medusa as a prize he needed to claim at any cost, as well as an opportunity to provoke his rival, Athena. The rivalry between Poseidon and Athena was well known among the gods, and by pursuing Medusa, Poseidon saw a chance to challenge the goddess directly, defiling her sacred space and beloved priestess. With this unyielding determination, Poseidon prepared to take Medusa, regardless of the consequences or what she desired for her own life. When Medusa realizes that Poseidon is approaching her with dangerous intentions, she desperately runs to Athena's temple, believing that within the sacred space of the goddess she has always revered, she would be protected from any threat. However, Poseidon, determined to possess her and defy Athena, disregards the sanctuary's sanctity. In an audacious act, he desecrates Athena's temple, violating Medusa in the very place where she sought refuge and safety. This act not only marked a grave profanation but was also a direct affront to Athena's honor, who became enraged upon discovering what had happened. She felt her temple defiled and her authority challenged. Yet, rather than directing her wrath toward Poseidon, Athena channels her fury toward Medusa. In Athena's view, Medusa had attracted Poseidon and allowed the sanctity of the temple to be compromised. In an act of extreme severity, Athena decides that Medusa must pay for this transgression. Ignoring the young priestess's vulnerable position, Athena sees a harsh punishment as necessary to restore her temple's sanctity and make Medusa, whom she now holds responsible, pay for the desecration of her sacred space. In her fury, Athena decides to transform Medusa, imposing a cruel and lasting curse. She touches Medusa's hair, admired by so many, and turns it into live, venomous snakes, creatures that hiss and coil, bearing their sharp fangs. The beauty that once drew crowds to the temple is now replaced by a terrifying appearance. But the punishment doesn't end there. Athena decrees that anyone who looks directly at Medusa's face will be instantly turned to stone. This curse is, in truth, a sentence to eternal isolation and solitude. Medusa, now a feared and rejected creature, realizes that she has not only lost her beauty, but also her chance to interact with the world without being a threat. She is condemned to live alone, hidden, and cut off from any human contact. Warriors attempt to hunt her, seeking her head as a trophy, but all who meet her gaze are petrified, turned to stone, imprisoned by the curse. Medusa's transformation into a monstrous being quickly becomes known throughout Greece, and her figure stirs fear and curiosity among warriors. Many see her as a challenge worthy of a true hero, attempting to capture her head as a prized trophy. The idea of defeating such a powerful creature becomes a symbol of courage and prestige, and soon, Medusa is hunted by those seeking to prove themselves or attain glory. However, none of these warriors return. One by one, they face Medusa's petrifying gaze and are turned to stone, condemned to remain eternally in their stone form. In her isolation, Medusa watches as her surroundings fill with these motionless figures, warriors who now decorate her dwelling as silent witnesses to her suffering. With each new attempt to capture her, Medusa's loneliness only deepens, and the injustice of her curse becomes all the more evident. She was turned into a monster, yet deep down, she still carried the pain and innocence of someone unfairly punished, isolated from the world and forced to live among the petrified figures of her hunters. Finally, the mission to face Medusa falls upon Perseus, one of the bravest heroes in Greek mythology. Perseus, the son of Zeus, is tasked with the challenge of bringing back Medusa's head as a trophy. With divine assistance, he receives essential gifts for his mission. Hermes grants him winged sandals for swift movement, and Athena offers him a gleaming shield, able to reflect Medusa's face like a mirror, allowing him to confront her without being petrified. As Perseus enters Medusa's lair, he holds the shield before him, using its reflection to avoid looking directly at her. He finds her in a deep sleep, and with a swift, precise strike, he decapitates Medusa. In the instant of her death, two extraordinary figures emerge from her blood, the winged horse Pegasus and the giant Chrysaor, symbols of strength and freedom. Perseus places Medusa's head in a magical bag, and from that moment, his destiny changes. He now possesses an unparalleled power, capable of turning any enemy to stone. Medusa's journey thus comes to an end, but she leaves behind an eternal and powerful legacy, forever marked by her tragic story. Medusa's story is, above all, a tale of injustice and transformation. She reminds us that those labeled as monsters often carry within them deep stories of suffering and abandonment. Medusa was a devout young woman, loyal to the goddess Athena, who bore the consequences of rivalries and misunderstandings among the gods. She was the victim of a severe punishment for something beyond her control, transformed into a feared figure and condemned to live in solitude. Medusa teaches us the importance of looking beyond appearances and considering the circumstances of each story. Her tragic figure prompts us to reflect on how power can be used unjustly, leaving deep scars on those who are most vulnerable. Even after her death, Medusa leaves behind a legacy of strength, representing those who have been marginalized and treated as villains. If you enjoyed learning about Medusa's story and want to see more content like this, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share your ideas for future videos in the comments. Your support helps us keep these mythological narratives alive and explore new aspects of legendary characters and epic tales.